welcome to my video. Just making sure the microphone works because I done a long video, and guess what? The microphone wasn't detected and I didn't even check it. I should always do that, but I don't. I assume that it works. It's working now, but I assume that it's working. I don't know why. Like I had it already configured with OBS. It just suddenly stopped detecting the microphone. I don't know what happened. Anyways, it is working. Having a coffee. I came back from work. I'm really tired. And there's a distribution called OpenMandriva. I tried Mandrake back in the day. I tried Mandriva back in the day. I remember the fork. And I remember I gave it a go because I'm a Linux user. I distro hop a lot. I don't do it anymore, but for a long time, I would distro hop just because I'm a Linux nerd, and I like to just see what is the hype about and why people like it. You know, I remember seeing a lot of videos of old Nate talking about Mandriva. Though I do like his more of his videos on OpenBSD and MX Linux and Debian stuff. But, I did watch a bunch of videos on Mandriva, but it never really piqued my interest to try it out. It's one of those distributions that I basically overlook and don't care. Kind of like OpenSUSE. I do the same thing with that system. Um, I'm not gonna switch to Mandrake or Mandriva. I'm not gonna use it on hardware. I will test it out in a VM. I'll show you the live session in a moment here. Um, I will just give you my personal thoughts on. I got the Gnome and I got the KDE edition. I'll show both of them. I do have the Cosmic edition, but it's basically just a default Cosmic Alpha desktop looking thing. It's not even. It's not with the Mandriva, you know, um, style to it. It's just plain. And I don't really care much for the Cosmic Desktop. Don't get me wrong, I think it's a cool project. It's just the GUI, I just don't like it. If it looked more like OpenBox GUI or Flexbox, I think I would like it a lot. But the GUI that they got now is not my style. Anyways, moving out of that direction, I actually find that the Gnome edition of Pop! OS is better than the Cosmic Desktop. I just like it better. I mean, I hope it changes over like in beta and stuff like that. But I think what we see now with Cosmic is probably that's what Cosmic's gonna be like. I'm scared about desktop environments because a lot of times distributions will do that, and the project will just slowly die. I'm looking at Lumina DE, that FreeBSD project done, and it's a Fluxbox system sort of with the Qt toolkit, and it's actually a pretty cool system. Like the window manager with Fluxbox. Right on. It's still available, but it was popular for the moment with the BSD, and then it sort of just faded away. And I think Cosmos is gonna be like a kind of a niche desktop, kind of like XFCE. It's there, it's stable, it works, and it does what people will want to use it for. But I think people are going to stick with GNOME. I think a lot of people are going to stick with KDE, and I think a lot of people are going to stick with XFCE. especially with the new XFCE, which is getting Wayland support, and Cinnamon too with Wayland support, which is great. Anyways, let's take a little look at Mandriva here. I got it set up here in VirtualBox. Not VirtualBox, VMware. But I do have VirtualBox installed. So I'm going to load up. This is the Plasma. It does that. So right now I'm loading Plasma OpenMandriva. It uses the Fedora package manager of DNF. It's RPM packages. I remember using Mandrake. I remember it was an RPM package management system, but I didn't know it used DMF. I probably used to use Yum back in the day. Like pretty much all the RPM distributions use Yum. So probably why they switched to DNF makes kind of sense because Yum is not really being active. But anyways, so it talks about the OpenMandriva. Old mate, he does some videos with OpenMandriva. I know he uses it, and he probably still does use it. He uses Debian as well in MX Linux. It got some pretty cool wallpapers here. That's kind of interesting. Mercury, Jesus. Yeah, you got some sceneries, and this looks pretty cool. I actually got a lot of wallpapers with the I hadn't checked Gnome, but let's try that one. That one looks pretty cool. I don't know. I don't really like these wallpapers. Yeah, this looks pretty cool. I like that. Okay, let's apply to that, and let's go to settings here. Let's change it to dark mode because white mode is just light mode, or I gotta hit apply. I keep thinking that it changes instantly like Gnome does that, but KDE, you gotta always click apply. It's really super annoying. I really hate that about KDE. There's a lot of things KDE kind of annoys me with. This is not this is the old KDE because it's different. Where the fuck's the display, man? Where's the? There it is. Yeah, this is like KDE 5, man. Anyways, let's load this up to the correct resolution. Keep. So. OpenMandriva with the KDE desktop environment looks very much like a Windows 10 clone. It got a lot of software, got some games here, like card games. 1. Graphics. Internet. Not good. Media, not much. Office, you got your LibreOffice and your K desktop environment stuff. You got this DMF Dragora. This is basically kind of like a Synaptics or something you see in OpenSUSE with YASM or something like that, or I don't know. I don't really use OpenSUSE. OpenSUSE is kind of like an OpenSUSE and kind of like a Fedora system. If you like the RPM stuff, like the RPM packages, this system uses DMF. So you do a sudo DNF update. It's roll and release. So you're gonna have the latest. You're gonna have the latest stuff. You know what I mean? Because I got the roll and release of this. Like all my snapshots are roll and release. It's called Rome. So yeah, that's That's the KDE version. Let's take a look at let's take a look at yeah. Once again, I don't like KDE. Like, please, I'm not hating. I just don't like it. Why get out of here? Like why that? Why is that an option? It should be a button on the fucking start menu. Good lord. Let's just shut this down. I know I shouldn't be shutting down when it's updating, but it's just a live session, so it doesn't matter. It's not even on a hard drive. It's not even on a virtual hard drive. It's not on anything. It's just what the hell. Anyways, let's go over here and let's just power this off. There you go. I don't want to save it. I did not want to do that, man. Anyways, let's do some configuration here. Let's change the ISO. You can't do it. Why? Migration mode stuff. Power on. Yeah, it's. I want to power it off. There you go. This is shut down. Shut down. Okay, now let's load up VM player again, and let's do some virtual machine. It looks like processor 1. No wonder why it's slow. Let's give it like 4 at least. Let's get some of this stuff here. And I need to change the ISO to Gnome and save. And let's power it on. This should be a lot better. 4 cores, 16 gigs of memory. I think that's fast enough for our first machine. Just go away. Post it. Just, yeah, there. Thank you. The Gnome desktop is using the latest Gnome 47.2. Let's go to settings if we can find it. There it is. I like the wallpaper. It's a lot nicer than the one on the KDE edition, to be honest. And you got the dark mode. You just click on it and it changes right away. I like that, KDE. You gotta hit apply all the time. It's freaking annoying. I mean, right? And I'm the only person I think is annoying. Wow, I got 4K. I don't have 4K. Like, why is it showing resolutions I don't even have? Anyways, let's does it have the tweaks? Does it have the tweaks out of the box? Let's see here. Let's see if they got. Oh, it does. Interesting. It got the tweaks, man. Okay, that's cool. You could add the buttons. It'd be nice if you can put that over there. But you know, double tap to maximize, middle click to none, secondary click, menu. Anyways, I want it on the, and yeah, I want to minimize as well. Okay, it gets the tweaks. Now we need a terminal, and it does use DMF as I showed you earlier. Sudo DNF. It's still kind of slow, man. DNF install. Why do I want to install? I forgot, man. Let's see what kind of wallpapers it has. Not really much, but this one's pretty nice. I like this one. I could install something, but Anyways, let's see what they have for packages. Clapper, I never use that. I always see it in this distribution. There's firmware. You got the DMS Dragora. It got GIMP. It got the GUI version of Midnight Commander. It got some updates there, is telling me. It got GThumb already out of the box. That's nice. It got GParty installed. It got the whole LibreOffice installed. It got the OM image writer. It probably just writes image to a disk, which is cool. Got some messengers. Got nibbles. That's pretty cool. So you got the installer here. You can install the system. You got sound recorder. You got software repository selector. You got update configuration. You can do auto updates as well. Like I'll show you guys. There you go. That's what it does. Anyways, it's not important. You got a music player. It's pinned on the dock. It's kind of interesting. So yeah, it's a pretty cool system. I'll probably going to install Fast Fetch, but I think it has it already. It does. And out of the box on this ISO, you get Linux 6.12, which is pretty recent. It's using Wayland. So it uses Gnome 47.2, which is quite recent as well. This is the roll and release. So yeah, it uses Fedora. If I would if I had to use OpenMandriva, I would go with the Gnome desktop. It's just a better desktop. It works better too. It looks nice. I think this is really simplistic. Maybe it's me. I like Gnome. I just not a big fan of KDE. It just works good. You change it to dark mode. It just changes. You can even do it here. It's just much better desktop. I really like the workspace switcher. I think that's great. You can install extensions like Dash to Dock and Blur My Shell, stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. Anyways, that is my little thought on or playing around with OpenMandriva. It's not gonna make me go on it or whatever. I know a lot of people say, oh, it's the non-woke distribution. That's what Long Duke is talking about, which is, yeah, it's cool, man. I agree with their message and all, but it's not gonna make me switch over to the distribution because, I just don't think it's that good. I didn't want to save it. It keeps doing that. I'm just gonna delete the VM, and that's that. I'm glad I got VMware working good on my computer. I need to set my mini form as it has NixOS on as well, and I do want to have, especially I do want to have VMware working. So anyways, guys, that is my video. That's my thought. I do agree with the developers. They don't focus on politics and they just focus on code, which is how it should be with every distribution. I don't know what's going on with NixOS, but I don't really care. It's a great distribution, as long as if it's not gonna die down or something, people just stop developing, which I doubt that. I just think NixOS is a very good system. I really like NixOS, and I'm not gonna switch over to any systems because NixOS is a system that I will stick with, and that is my challenge. If I can make it the full year of 2025 with NixOS only, that'd be cool. And I think it will, because there's no other Linux distribution that I really have any interest in, to be honest. Even the newer ones, it's just, I don't know. I just like NixOS. I use Nix, package manager on my Darwin system at macOS. And in my living room, I use NixOS on my mini form computer, and it's just I'm always using NixOS, and I really like it. I like it with the Gnome desktop. But yeah, it's cool. I think a lot of distributions should, uh, you know, hear out the OpenMandriva developers and actually, try it. Focus on the code and just who cares about the politics? Who cares about the code of conduct? Focus on the code, make some good software. That's what Linux people want. We just want good free software, good open source software, just good fast stuff. Like we used to have back in the good old days when Mandrake was Mandrake. Not Mandriva or Open Mandriva. um, yeah, just the good old day of Linux. Just keep code. Screw the politics. Since when Linux is Germanic, like I mean, what I'm saying, Linux not Germanic. Oh my god, just between Richard Stallman and Linus Torvald. Um, yeah. Anyways, yeah, it's always been Germanic, but the woke stuff, it just got to stop, man. I hope once Trump is, uh, you know, I hope people just say, you know what, man, screw this woke stuff, man, because the liberals, well, yeah, they basically are liberals. The Democrats, man, I don't like them. They're like the liberals in Canada, like Trudeau, liberals. I never liked liberals. I'm a big conservative person, and I like the Republican. Anyways, that is my review, and I really like the message of OpenMandriva. That's why I tried out the distribution, because it's been a long time I hadn't tried Mandrake, and it's just funny that Long Duke's been talking about it for the past two videos, and it's interesting for him to talk about it like a lot, man. Like I think he's more pissed off about all this woke shit than I am, and I usually get a lot like. I hate that crap in Linux. I hate trolls. I hate those arch Linux trolls, especially I say arch Linux because it's one of the most toxic community that it just is. And I don't really give a crap if you people fucking hate me, man. You guys are just bunch of babies, bunch of toxic fuckers. I like NixOS because these are where the professionals are. We don't need to say by the way because we just use Linux because we love it. Anyways, guys, have a good one. Cheers.